Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. We back at you one more again, live on a Thursday night, man. I hope everybody is doing well. Pico Pythons in the building. Exciting show lined up for you. But first and foremost, before we get to the show, shout out to my lovely wife, Takara. Appreciate everything you do. Y'all make sure y'all show some love in the comments. And don't stop there. Make sure you show the channel some love as well. Hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button. And everybody make sure you smash that notification bell so you can get notifications every time we drop a video here on the channel. Shout out to the audio only gang. Audio recordings of Clutch Conversations are available on all major podcasting platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. So when you're checking us out on your favorite podcast platform, please be sure to follow, rate, and review. It really helps us out. We appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the support. Speaking of support, if you're involved in this reptile hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, make sure you're supporting USARK and USARK Florida. The links for both organizations are in the description of this video. If you're not a member, definitely go grab your membership. If you're able to donate more, donate what you can, and definitely be sure to spread the word about both these organizations that help protect our rights as reptile keepers. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word, keep it going. Speaking of spreading the word, let's spread the word about the sponsors, man. Let's go run the first sponsor video, and then we're going to get into the chat, see who in the chat. We're going to mix up the sponsor video this week. We're going to start with the homie Ebony and Ivory Reptiles and Ancestral Royal Pythons.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory Reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, we're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Ancestral Royal Pythons. Shout out to Ebony and Ivory Reptiles. It's nothing but heat coming out of both of those camps. So make sure you go check them out. Follow them on IG. Check out the homie Matt and his videos on YouTube. So definitely go check out Ebony and Ivory Reptiles and Ancestral Royal Pythons. Let's see who we got in the chat tonight. First in the building, the homie Joel from State 48 at Xotics. What's good, bro? Hey, great show with the homie Keys last night, man. Y'all make sure y'all go back and check that out. If you haven't already checked it out, great show. Always a great guest, man. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. 352 in the building, the homie Brian. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Big homie Wiz in the building. Again, shout out to the Wiz Tang Clan, man. Y'all make sure y'all checking out the Wiz Tang Clan, man. If you're not in the Patreon, man, you're slacking on your pimping, you're slipping on your pimping. Make sure you go through, check out the homie, man. Wiz Tang Clan, homie Wiz Constrictors in the building. Stan the man, what's good? Sea of Serpents, what's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. Speaking of support, the Sultan of Support himself, Bosa Reptiles in the building. Hey, Ryan, what's good, bro? Appreciate you coming out, homie. Appreciate the support. Keys, what's good, bro? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. And y'all make sure y'all check out Hair Down Friday tomorrow. You know the spot. I already know y'all gonna be there, so y'all make sure y'all slide through. Shout out to the homie. Row, what's good? Row 5.0 in the building. What's good? Appreciate you coming out, homie. Arvin, Game of Odds was good. Appreciate you coming out, fam. Appreciate the support. The homie Rock in the building. What's good, brother? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. Frank, what's up, bro? Locked and loaded ball pythons. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. Mark Kerr, Reptiles, what's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. We got the homie Charlie from Gray Rider Reptiles, actually next week's guest. Y'all make sure y'all check him out, man. I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate the support. We're going to stop it right there. We're going to keep the intro, and then we're going to get to the show. We'll be right back with Lindsay in just a sec.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. This cool. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this?
Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts.
Episode 89, Pico Pythons. What's good? What's good? How you doing?
Hello.
Welcome
good?
to the show.
What are you doing, bruh?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure my camera will focus any second now.
It's all good. It's all good.
At some point tonight it will.
What kind of phone you got?
I am on my laptop right now.
Oh, you're on the laptop. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
with a webcam thing.
Gotcha.
The Logie kind.
Okay, okay. You said the Logie?
I think so. That's what it says.
Is that how you pronounce it? I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
How have you been pronouncing it?
Logitech? Is that the right term?
Well, yeah, it probably is Logitech. It just says
I don't know.
Logie.
I don't know.
Logi.
I
don't know. It says LOGI on the front of it.
I just ran with it. I
could get up and look at the back of it if you wanted me to, but I don't think I'm going to do that right now.
Like, I'm one of those people who pronounce like GIF wrong the whole time, and I still say GIF, but I guess apparently it's GIF, but that don't.
I say GIF.
You say GIF?
Yeah. Seriously, okay. Is it GIF?
I think
so.
I
just don't say it. I try just not to say things like that because it's too confusing for me, and I'll never remember.
I say GIF because that's how it looks to me.
To me, it does too. So yeah. I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah.
I'm team GIF.
I'm team GIF too. Yeah, I refuse.
I'm curious to see what other people think though.
Yeah, y'all drop a comment.
GIF would be like Jiffy.
Yeah, and that's not right. That's supposed to start with a J. Yeah.
Yeah. It's GIF.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just go with GIF.
100%.
Yeah.
Cool. So introduce yourself real quick for those who been on the rock and may not know who you are.
So I am Lindsay with Pico Pythons, and I'm super duper new in all of this. I've only had one clutch. I've had snakes for 2 years and loving every minute of it, to be honest. My daughter got me into this. I'm one of those. I feel like there are people that are like herpers or their kids got them into it. I'm the one that their kid got them into it. But I've always loved snakes and always wanted snakes growing up, just never had them myself. So
okay, nice. So growing up, what attracted you to snakes?
I guess technically I was attracted really to all animals. Anything living. Just total animal lover on like all fronts. But I think I think we all have that little like rebellious side of us, right? Where, especially us that are all in like the reptile industry, have that a little bit extra rebellious side where we want something that not everybody loves, not everybody has, and I don't know. I guess, yeah, I've always loved snakes.
Cool,
So
cool. So you're like kind of like the like being different. Like it's really unique. I know, and I tell people about keeping reptiles, and before I even like disclose like how many I have to them, like just the sheer thought of like having one snake is like, oh my
yeah,
goodness, like oh my goodness, you have a
you don't
snake.
tell people that you have over like 3 reptiles
It's
because
so crazy to them. They just like they can't grasp it. Like you what?
no, they're like, what? Like, why? Why would you have that?
And they think they're roaming around the house like
Oh no, my mom fully thinks that like she asked me one time when she was coming out to visit, she asked if I put the snakes away at night and do they stay in my daughter's room? Or like do we lock them in my daughter's room at night? Like they're not like free roaming around the house. In fact, the cabinet that you said you liked so much that didn't really match the rest of my furniture, that's the snake rack. That's where all the snakes are. You know, like you she's like completely clueless. So where do you keep all these snakes? Right there in that cabinet there. So
nice. So you said your daughter got you into snakes. How old is your daughter?
she is 12.
She's 12, and so she's responsible for Pico pythons. Tell that story and how
Oh
she
yeah.
got you into the snakes.
She is 100% responsible for Pico pythons. So she's been wanting a reptile. She wanted a chameleon. And I am a researcher to the max. So did all the research and I'm like, chameleons are like probably not the reptile that we would want to get if we wanted to get a first reptile type animal. We live in Michigan. It's not exactly humid here. And I had no idea what I was doing whatsoever. So we did not get a chameleon, but I told her you can pick out something else. And when she said she wanted a snake, it was kind of like, this is perfect. I can live vicariously through you. My mom never said yes, I could get a snake. So I thought, yeah, let's do the snake thing. But you have to do all the research. Just jump onto YouTube even and tell me exactly everything that you need to do to take care of these whatever kind of snake it is that you want, blah blah blah. So a friend had suggested a ball python. She's like, they're great. She was completely right. She said all the things that we all know as ball python keepers, right? So we ended up with a ball python, and my friend knew me very well and knew that I wouldn't just want like a normal. So she's like, get a pied, right? I'm like, I don't know what a pied is. So we ended up with a pied ball python and named him Pico, and he's been perfect. I mean, he literally, I tell everybody, don't even, if you're getting a pet snake, don't even think about getting like a visual enclosure. Just go ahead and just grab a rack. Like, why not? Because you're going to spend so much more money on buying that first enclosure, and then you're going to get a second one for sure. And then you're going to get a third, and then you're going to start thinking about breeding because now you're obsessed with these animals. And then you're going to get a fourth, and you're going to get a fourth enclosure, and now your garage is going to be full of glass tanks that don't even. I mean, some animals thrive in visual enclosures, but I can tell you right now, my animals thrive in either. So, and it's more convenient for me to have them in rack systems when you've got over 4.
How many do you have right now?
I have around 50.
Around 50. Isn't it like crazy like how quickly that snowballs? I know for us, like it was just like boom, 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 boom. We've slowed down now. So we've slowed down on like buying animals, but now we're producing animals too. And so it's still just like boom, 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 boom.
it almost seemingly is overnight. Like I had to check today before I jumped on here to see like, okay, when was it that I got into this? And I was like, wow, really? Only like it was January of 2022. I was like, so technically we're less than 2 years in and we're already like full on into the whole breeding thing and 50, 1 to 50.
Nice. What rack system are you working with?
So right now I've got a next level
Okay.
rack and sea serpents.
Okay.
And then
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, and we had or have still also a freedom breeder, which we love. And let's see what else. Yeah, I don't have an ARS yet, but
Gotcha. Which freedom breeder rack do you have? Like how many slots are in it?
Listen, I went all out and built like the custom one. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so like the top, but it still didn't really it still doesn't really make sense. Like what would have made sense is just to go ahead and just get an entire rack of like FB40s, like FB20s or FB10s. And then I particularly love like the FB80 bins because they have that window and they're a little bit deeper. So that would have been ideal, but we didn't do that. We went and did like 2 levels of FB10s. What is the, like, it's not like the super skinny hatchling, but I've got the bins.
So don't get me to lie, man. I'm the worst with the freedom breeder
Yeah.
tub
I think
numbers.
they're
I'm terrible with it.
Somebody say it in the comments. And
Is it the 10s? Like, is it the ones that's the same size as the V18s?
I think it's an FB20. Did you just hear a snake fart?
I heard something, but I didn't know it was a snake fart.
It was a snake fart.
It was a snake.
Yeah. So, there's one snake that's had really, really bad gas the last week. I don't know why. But
oh wow.
Yeah, so we'll be here all night, folks. I think they're FB20s, I believe. But actually, FB10s. Maybe they're, thank you. 3 levels. Thanks, Jamie.
So it's
That's my
FB10.
boyfriend.
Okay, what's up,
So
Jamie?
3 levels of FB10s. So
shout out to James for with the
yeah, for real. Thanks, babe. Always looking out. 3 levels of FB10s. What else, babe? 3 levels of FB40s and 2 levels of FB80s, which
There
I like. You should have seen me when I was trying to order this rack system from Freedom Breeder. It was kind of a shit show because I ordered it all wrong. They called and they're like, you realize that you just ordered, I can't remember what it was that I did. I ordered like one level of each or something like that. And I was like, I thought I was just ordering like the one that was in the picture. And it didn't turn out that way. So it ended up being like an extra, $2,500, $3,000 added on to like the original cost. Cause then we needed the like adjustment things that like, cause the top levels of the FB10s didn't fit onto the thing. It was just kind of a mess, but we got it and I love it.
Gotcha. I'm just curious. And maybe you didn't even think about this back then, but was there a reason you went with the Freedom Breeder over the ARS, or was the Freedom Breeder just like the first thing that caught your eye?
So like I said, researcher to the max. After reading all of the reviews and watching all of the YouTube videos, I just kind of fell in love with the Freedom Breeder. I felt like people were happier with it, and that's not at all to knock ARS. I just felt like the bins were, so I had heard, bins were easier to clean. They had that deeper, you didn't need as many hides basically with the Freedom Breeder FB40 bins. I had watched Justin Kopilka's video on his, when he had gotten like the big haul of FB40 racks, and He's like, I can basically breed my females in here. They go in there at juveniles and I can still breed them in there. Most of my females are in there and breeding. Don't need hides because of the way everything was situated, the way the bull was situated, that height of the bull. So many just different things that to me at that time seemed worth just going all out and just going with what I really wanted to get in the first place. So that was Freedom Breeder. That being said, I've heard amazing things about ARS now. And so I'm all on board with either, to be honest, at this point.
Gotcha.
Jamie has ARS Rex at his place and he loves them as well. So, and they're super duper close to, not super close, but they're much closer, obviously, than Freedom Breeder. So
save on shipping.
Yeah, a ton. Like we probably spent the same amount on shipping that we did on the rack for Freedom Breeder to get it out here. So shout out to Jamie for being a champ.
Nice.
And
I want a Freedom Breeder rodent rack at some point. Like I'm probably a couple years from getting it, to be quite honest. But I definitely want to try to like time it, like and pick it up at the Daytona show, so I can maybe save on some shipping.
I have heard that the Freedom Breeder rodent racks are where it's at.
Yeah, it's like top of the line, buddy, from everything I've heard.
That's what I've heard. So I would go with it and definitely do the free shipping.
And I saw some of the racks at the Daytona show, like the Freedom Breeder stuff, and it was just nice. It was just nice. So I was like, yeah. That's definitely the route I'm gonna go.
Jamie breeds like ASFs and rats and has the Freedom Breeder bins, but he built all of his racks, but he's got the bins.
Okay.
Which I believe so far so good. Haven't had any chew outs as far as I know.
Okay. Nice.
I'll have to ask him.
That's definitely important for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Will said in the chat that Freedom Breeder stopped doing free shipping to shows.
Really? Oh man.
That sucks.
Yeah. Good timing. Good timing. Missed your window.
Dang it. That sucks. Oh well.
Maybe they didn't. You never know.
Yeah, maybe that's fake news.
Yeah. I like that. Kitty. Oh my gosh. Hey Kitty. This is gonna be dangerous watching that chat.
So the first snake you got was a pied, and so that was Pico, and then you had like another female pied after that, right? That was like
I did get another female
pied.
Yeah. And we went from a
I forget her name. It started with a P though.
To a panda pied.
What was her name? I forget her name. It started with a P.
Poppy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
She is like the light of my life. It's the silliest thing. This snake is like in tune with me, and she is like a dog. Like the connection that you are able to form with some of these animals is sometimes absolutely ridiculous. Like, you know how sometimes you just have like that one where like that snake just gets it? That's Poppy for me.
Okay.
She's great. So
nice.
Yeah, we got a panda pied, and then I think after that it was like I think we got a hypo desert ghost because I had told Jamie basically like the only way, like I want my own snake, and I really want a panda pied, and the only way really to make any of that work was to get into breeding, right? Financially, panda pieds are not the cheapest snakes out there. So, and especially when we were purchasing her, she was definitely, it was not this market. And so
for sure,
we paid top dollar for her. And then basically I was like, yeah, we'll totally breed her like that. It'll make perfect sense. Like we could pair her to Pico, like Pico and Poppy, it'll be perfect. We got her and I'm like, I love her too much. I don't feel like I really want to breed her right away. And I'm not even really sure that I want to get into the panda pied game. So if you want to make money on this, we had better get a hypo desert ghost. So, so then I think our third snake was a hypo desert ghost.
Okay, so let's talk about like that early collection building and getting into the projects and what projects you chose and like how you went about making those decisions, like kind of that whole rundown.
So in the beginning, I knew that I wanted to buy from reputable breeders. I knew that I was okay with waiting. I didn't necessarily feel like we needed to make money right away. It just kind of felt like, let's go into this the right way. And even if we're getting just hatchlings and raising them up, I'm okay with that because they're all pets to me, right? So we got our hypo desert ghost and from Canova, and I just felt like the only way to do it was to like get into like maybe double visual recessives or recessives that like really excited me,
Okay.
or recessives that like I felt were going to be going somewhere, right? So that's kind of what we did. And yeah, I mean, we're kind of all over the map. I've been all over the map, and then I had to reel myself back in and really focus. I mean, I think we all kind of do that,
Oh yeah, 100%.
you know? So
And it's easy sometimes to get tempted to do it again. You got to like talk yourself off the ledge. Like, nah, that's not what I want to do. And this is what I want to do. And this is what I want to focus on. Because if I go this route, then I got to do this, this, and this. And am I really fully committed to doing this, this, and this? Because this, and this can add up. And so you just got to
yeah,
be like very practical about it. Just like, hey, bro, you've been through this. Chill out.
the rabbit hole is very real, my friends. Very, very, very real. So for anybody starting out, just let's really try and streamline, because then you're kind of in a position, which I'm kind of in that position right now, where I'm like, I have all the animals that I love, and that I want to go down all of these different paths, but sometimes I look at my list and I'm like, I don't know how to make this all work. Like I just want it all together, like I want to make quad recessives and I want all of these things together, but like, where do you even really begin there? So it makes it very, very tough.
Yeah, and then the more multi-recessive projects you get in, then that's the more animals you gotta like hold back to give yourself like shots at those multi-recessives, and then that the more animals, that's more space.
And,
That
really at that point, if you're even thinking like more than double recessives, don't even get any hats. Like really, like you better just go all for it and just get visuals, because you're you kind of like put yourself in this sticky situation when you've got double hats and you think, oh, this one's a really, really great deal. You'll get a double hat. And then you're like, well, now I'm going to pair it to what? Like now you just set yourself back 3 years, because you have to pair it, you have to raise it up, and then you have to pair it to your visual double hat, just to make more double hats, just to pair those to make quad recessives.
Yeah. Actually, a real quick story. I actually got like a little bit of a boost on my DG Clown Pod project.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that project. I like that project a lot, and I did my first pairing in that project this year. And so I had a inchy yellow belly leopard desert ghost head clown, paired him to a clown pod female. And so obviously I wanted to make like visual clowns that were double hit DG pod. And so paired them first time mom. This was the second clutch he'd sired for me this year. 8 healthy eggs.
Oh my gosh.
Went through full term. They had actually pipped when I got back from the Canova trip this weekend. And so like I was super excited, right? And so like I look in there and 2 had pipped, neither were visual clowns. And so I was mentally preparing myself to be holed by the odds gods. And so like I cut like the next egg and it's a pod. And so I'm like, wait, what?
Yes.
Wait,
Stop
what?
it.
And then I move it around. It's a clown pod.
Het Desert Ghost.
Het Desert Ghost.
Stop it.
I'm like, what in the world? I like, this can't be right. Like, I'm like trying to think, like, what happened? And so like I cut more, and then the next one was like inchy yellow belly leopard clown double head. And I cut another one, and it's like a yellow belly pied double head.
Wow.
And I cut another one, it's another clown pied. I hit DG, obviously. It was a combo. Cut another one, it's another clown pod, hit DG, it was a combo. I was like, what in the world? So turns out the male was het pod, didn't even know it. And so like that significantly like makes the odds better.
That's so awesome.
I'm so excited. Yeah, man, I was on cloud 9. I'm still on cloud 9.
Dude, congratulations. That
Appreciate
is
it.
so awesome.
That's a heck of a boost. Like Jason said, that was crazy. Like I did not expect that. I was happy as hell. Yeah. Yeah.
I would have been shocked.
It was nuts. I wish I would have recorded it because like I can just imagine the look on my face. I might as well have breakdance. Like it was nuts, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat too. Appreciate the love.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts.
I love it. I love it, you guys. Yeah, that is awesome.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to working that project more. I was talking with Jason from Ancestral Royal Pythons about it. He was like, "Yeah, you got to play the lottery this weekend, bro."
Yeah, no kidding.
I might go get a ticket. I ain't gonna lie, because I was already thinking about it, man.
Yeah, Desert Ghost Pied is a great project. I think. I mean, I think Hypopied also, but I like Desert Ghost and Hypo. So, and I like to just kind of clump them together. But like Desert Ghost, Hypo, Pied, Clown.
Yeah.
Clown Pied.
Yeah. I actually saw the quad this weekend too.
You did?
It was pretty nice. And it's big now. Like it was probably 700-800 grams round about. Aged me beautifully.
Who made it?
Justin.
Oh, yeah. That's a surprise. I'm shocked.
Shocked. But yeah. So who did you have somebody in your ear kind of early on, like guiding you in terms of like how to like work your projects, or is this just something through research or kind of like a combination of the two?
No, too much time on my hands, clearly, and YouTube, and really just like getting into the genetics of everything, and just being, I mean, like so many people in here, like Kai, right? I mean, of Lucas Landon, like I watched so many of these YouTube videos, so many of you guys, and just really just got enthralled with like what everybody's creating. And really at that point it was, what did I think was pretty? You know, like I was so new to everything. Obviously I thought panda pies were pretty, you know, and they are. I still think they are. I think they're super amazing looking. There's health issues, but you know, there are ways around that now that we've learned thanks to Justin. So
what is one of the ways around it? I wasn't aware of that.
So, well, just yellow belly. Well, okay. Yellow belly mahogany. Do like a Suma black pastel yellow belly pie, I think is the one that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's not really a super black. It's not really a panda pied anymore, technically at that point, but you still get the look and you get more pattern. So yeah, that's the total bonus on that front.
Nice. Okay, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down now.
Yeah.
So in terms of like your primary project focuses, like I know you got Mandarin. What else you working with? And speak a little bit about which routes you're trying to take it.
How'd you know I had Mandarin?
I might have heard through the grapevine.
So I have Mandarin, but also puzzle. I love puzzle. I don't have enough of it really to even call myself like a puzzle, like the puzzle person, because I'm not at all. At all. But I have a lot of hets and a lot of 66% hets even. But I love puzzle. I want to see Mandarin in puzzle. I want to see Mandarin in hypo puzzle. I want to see, let's see, what are my other hypo desert ghost, which I was super on board with hypo desert ghost in the beginning, and I still am. Luckily, like my male that I've got here, one of my main males is a super vanilla hypo desert ghost. So he'll, and I also love vanilla. So he'll be great, going forward to make triple hets basically, or double hets, providing what I'm pairing him to. But yeah, I'd like I was saying earlier, I kind of just want to see all of it together.
A super Mandarin hypo puzzle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, you don't even know. Okay, like super my mind just, I go on tangents. Like, okay, super Mandarin, hypo puzzle, 1 dose of pastel, because I love my Mandarins with a dose of pastel. I'm not gonna lie. I also love my puzzle with a dose of pastel. So a super Mandarin, pastel, hypo, puzzle, and maybe like some blackhead in there, or like black pastel, or like just, or like hurricane. What?
Yeah, that'd be. I wonder have they made a hurricane puzzle? Like, how does the patterning look on that?
I don't know if they've made a hurricane puzzle.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
If they have, I feel like I would know who would have probably made it. Hypo should be managed. Well,
yeah. I would like to see what that looks like. Like if they do they cancel each other out? Do they like significantly make the pattern like even more crazy and busy? Because I love patterning. I love busy stuff, and that'll be dope.
Yeah,
if it did.
I'm all about a solid, busy, patterned puzzle.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, I like puzzle too. That's one of those projects where I really want to get into it, but when I get into it, I want to get into it right, and so I'm not going to rush into it. I just want to take my time to where it's set up the right way.
Ancestral Royal naturally.
Oh yeah.
Hypo Mandarin 2 puzzle. So yeah, so am I, and it's gonna be great. I'm just super excited.
Nice. But so you said you've produced 1 clutch so far. What was that clutch?
Oh my gosh, you guys. So this was a snake that was given to me for free when I was purchasing an incubator. Okay. So it was just a pastel. She's just, well, technically just a pastel, but I don't believe that she is, there are trick puzzles, no hurricane. I don't believe that she's just a pastel. Like, I brought her over to Chris Hernan, who's working high intensity Orange Dream a lot, and he immediately was just like, that's not just a pastel. So she can't technically be labeled as anything in my eyes other than just pastel. But if she's just pastel, she's the prettiest pastel that I've ever seen, for sure. So It was a pastel to a pinstripe cryptic, guys. So I really went all out. So, and I still have basically the whole clutch. But she looks high intensity Orange Dream. She's just beautiful. And I believe that there is definitely some kind of something in there that, I mean, for being 3,000, almost 3,000 grams, she's like 2,800 grams.
Oh, wow. How many eggs did she give you in that clutch?
9.
9 good ones?
9 eggs. Yeah. Big, beautiful, pearly whites. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And And you said you still got all those. That was this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was, when did she lay? June, July, something like that.
Gotcha.
Of
Okay.
this. So technically, yeah, technically this year, a few months ago.
Have you started putting any thoughts to your 2024 season?
Yeah. So right now, what I've got pairing is I've got a lot of different kind of like different routes that I'm going and still trying to figure out how I want to work it all together to be able to produce that all gene animal that I desperately want to, right? So I've got a lot of het ultra. I don't have any visual ultramels, but I've got a lot of het ultramels, blackhead het ultramels, and I'm not even really an ultramel person, to be honest, but I really want to see Mandarin in ultramel, and
Okay.
and I love my expressions of, like, I've got blackhead leopard, double het ultramel pieds. So I just feel like that's going to be awesome to throw into Mandarin. So my Mandarin female right now actually is paired up to a blackhead leopard, yellow belly, double het ultramel pied, which seems so silly, really going all out with the paw sets there. But you never know.
How many clutches are you expecting for next year?
1, 2, 3, 4. Probably only around 8 to.
That's a good number.
Probably only around 8.
And are you palpating or are you ultrasounding? Like, how are you making sure your females are ready to go?
Let me tell you. So I think that I do better palpating, to be honest, which I thought that I had no idea how to palpate. Jamie got an ultrasound, and I have used it numerous times. I was on the phone with videoing Brandon Nixon the other night, and I'm like, am I doing it right? He's like, go down like way further down. Like, you're doing this all wrong. I'm like, because I'm seeing nothing. What am I? He's like, right there, right. Like take a picture, screenshot, freeze frame. I clearly have what I've learned after that conversation with Brandon. God bless him for being so patient with me. I've learned I am way better at palpating than I am at ultrasounding. So I haven't even pulled the ultrasound out since then.
You've only tried the one time?
I have only I've tried it like 3 times, and clearly I was wrong the first 2 times because nobody laid, and I thought everybody was like for sure had eggs in their tummies. They didn't.
Oh wow. Yeah, it takes some getting used to. Like, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and then I would ask questions like as I had them. Now, like, the ultrasound works great for me. It wasn't like easy right out the gate. I know, like, for instance, like, we like tag team the ultrasound, and so like we'll put the snake in like a black bag or whatnot to like keep her from moving and whatnot, and Takara just kind of like hold it, and our ultrasound is like super fast. I'm not good at like doing it by myself, and it's like other like different settings and whatnot that you can do and other kind of like tricks. I haven't really like stressed too much in picking all that up. I probably should, but what we're doing works for us as far as like identifying follicles and stuff like that. It's been pretty straightforward. I feel like the only time that I've had quote unquote an issue was like with this one female that I had that got up to 30 millimeters. And so I thought she was going to be fine. And so I didn't pair no more. I just kind of expected that she was going to complete the process.
She reabsorbed.
And she reabsorbed. And I was like, man, and that was one of my most anticipated clutches too, because I was hoping to have some double head ultra clown stuff with confusion and spot nose and leopard and all that good stuff in the mix. So I was, I'm still upset with her. And then she ate again the other day. It's like, yeah, you
right.
Maybe next.
Maybe like, I keep on not knowing like my snakes just keep throwing me through loop after loop after loop. Like, they'll go off food. I think they're building. try ultrasounding. I'm like, they're building for sure. You know, like, look at that 40 millimeter follicle for sure. You know, like, no, that's just a large poop. That's all still stuck in there, you know, or like they're in shed or something, and then you really can't ultrasound then. So yeah, I mean, Brandon was a huge help, but I can tell you right now, I think for myself, just palpating, I get a much better accurate, I think, with the one clutch that I've had. Real professional over here, but I really do feel like I get a much more accurate, like I feel more confident with that than I do with the ultrasound at this point. So I guess we'll see. We shall see. I'm not going to stop trying though with the ultrasound.
Yeah, don't stop trying. Don't stop trying. What kind of ultrasound do y'all have?
Contact, I think.
Oh yeah, the Amazon goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we got as well.
So, it's like the wait, does it start with a K though? No, I don't know.
With the who?
I'm gonna tell you right now because I've got it right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. I feel like it's the contact, but it might not be. It is. It's the contact.
Yeah,
yep.
That's a good one. I like it. I've had 0 issues, and it's.
So when you're ultrasounding, question: do you have it? What do you have it set? What's the type of animal that you have it set to?
So full disclosure, I've changed 0 settings. I opened it, I took it out the box and started ultrasounding. I haven't changed any settings. I didn't even realize you can set it to different animals. Like I said, I haven't used like a lot of the like different kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I hadn't used all the bells and whistles. Took it out the box, been ultrasounding with it on whatever like factory settings that it was. I ultrasound, I freeze frame, I measure, I put it up. We're done.
Too much research on YouTube.
Say again.
Too much research on YouTube made me change. There were settings. I think Jamie had changed a couple settings in the beginning, and then I was like, nope, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change this, and this, because this person on this YouTube video said to change it to this, and this person over here said to change it to that. And I think that this all makes sense. What would make the most sense probably is just to reset the whole thing. Factory settings.
When so I'm glad that like the people that I watch on YouTube wasn't like talking about all those different settings, because I probably went down that road too. But like that was like, I just do this, and so I just did that, and it's been working straight for me. Like I know some people who've had to adjust their settings, but like I said, we just took it out the box, started using it, and hadn't had any issues as far as any of that goes. Like I can clearly see the follicles. I know what I'm looking for now, so it goes a lot more smoothly and efficiently and whatnot. But yeah, it definitely saves us a lot just because like I know when to pair and when not to pair. And so I'm trying to be like really, really strict about not pairing before a certain time, unless it's like special circumstances. Like if it's a male that I'm really not using that much and it doesn't really matter if I throw him in a couple extra times, then in that case, then I would just probably go ahead and do it. Or if it's like a larger male who it might not be as like impactful if he gets like a couple extra locks, then I would probably go ahead and do it. But by and large, I'm trying to like really like maximize my males and be as efficient as possible with it. And again, I'm no expert, I'm no like vet in it, but this is just like where I'm at with it right now. Will something change in the future? Maybe, because like I'm always like trying to learn from mistakes and like trying to like get better and stuff like that. But that's where I'm at with it right now. Dude,
that's awesome though. That is seriously amazing. That's better than what I'm doing, that's for sure. So
next year, if you let's say you have 8 clutches, what's your holdback strategy going to be like? Like obviously it's odds dependent, but are you trying to hold back like a whole lot, or are you trying to be like super selective with your holdbacks and only hold back a select few and sell the rest?
So the way that I'm pairing right now, essentially means that I'm holding back most of the females, unless they're like super passed out. You know what I mean? Like if because there's a few pairings that I've got that I really don't want super pastel, but I don't really have a choice, the position that I'm in right now. So guaranteed they'll pop up. And those would be ones that I would not necessarily want to keep. But for the most part, I'm trying to really only pair for animals that like I really, really want to hold back. Which sometimes doesn't make any sense also, because then at some point you do need to start seeing money come back in with this, and that doesn't really allow for much of that, I feel like. So
what's your plan for selling the animals that you don't keep? Like, are you just gonna strictly do morph market, combination of like different things? You ever think shows and vending shows will be in your future?
So just morph market probably. And I was super lucky at Tinley, Bob Vu, and also oh my gosh, really, Lindsay.
Gotcha.
What is Bob had offered a couple slots in his racks for me to like throw a couple snakes in, so I did that. And then
nice.
Yeah, and then oh my gosh, serious brain fart right now, and I feel so silly. What is his name? Tony Thomas, duh. Let me put a couple mandarins into his racks as well. So
Nice.
yeah, so like I wasn't, and I didn't even really do anything. Like they just kind of took over, and granted, nothing got sold, and that was okay. Because I was very happy with bringing those animals back home with me, to be honest. But they were super duper generous. So that being said, I had huge anxiety bringing those animals to a show. And it kind of made me realize, like, I don't know, I think I need a little bit more time to get used to the whole bringing my animals to shows type thing and selling them, and vending shows.
So what about that gave you anxiety?
Biosecurity. Just not knowing like what temperature they're going to be kept at. Like because I guess they weren't in my own racks, right? Or my own display cases. So I didn't know at that time, like, are they on heat? Are they not on heat? Some of them were on heat, some of them weren't. So like, I took them home with me every night, because that is just me, right? Because I like them being with me. They would like come out to dinner with us, and like they were in my bag, like literally, because then I could keep them warm, and they're like my little babies. So I don't love the idea of like other people handling them. And yeah, I think it's just the main thing is biosecurity, and then bringing them back home and putting them back into the collection with everybody else was like something that I just really didn't feel comfortable with. So they're, back to quarantine they went.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
appreciate it, Jamie. Appreciate the love.
Thanks, babe. That was
Showing support. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's the main thing. We haven't been in any shows yet either, but like my number one kind of concern is like biosecurity. And I know mentally I'm gonna have to get over that and just do things like preventative type stuff, and like be like as safe as I can possibly be, and like mitigate the risk. But like that's the biggest hurdle for me to get over, is like biosecurity and just like the overall safety of the animals themselves or itself. It's funny you mentioned like bringing like the snakes out to eat and stuff like that. Like the other day, I had to bring like a full grown female in a box into the liquor store, because we had to stop to the liquor store, and I couldn't leave her in the car. So I'm just like walking around the liquor store with like are ready to breed females. Like, yeah, I'm good.
This is so funny. So I was at, so if I don't know if everybody in the chat knows that I am pregnant. But
Congratulations again,
I was
by the way.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I was at the hospital the other day and literally sitting there getting an ultrasound, getting monitored, and I had 2 snake bags in both my pockets. Because I had picked up snakes for Jamie. So I had like an Axanthic clown and like a clown head Axanthic or something like that. Like one in one pocket, one in the other pocket. And you could just see like the snake bag things like sticking out, like the tops of it. And I'm just sitting there and I like took a video and I was just like, this is so funny right now. That like I have nurses surrounding me and they have no idea what's in the pocket of my jacket right now. Like none whatsoever. Like one of the nurses carried my coat for me to the next room. And I'm like, there's 2 snakes in there. And this is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's probably better, much better that they didn't know.
Yeah. I did not tell anybody a thing. They hung out with me for about an hour and a half there though.
So that's cool. So y'all aren't too far away from your brand new baby boy. And it's totally cool, by the way, if you go into labor on the show, because like, you know what kind of views we can get if you go into labor on the show. And like,
right. All we're just all here for the views. No, that's serious.
Conversations the other day.
It was so funny that when we were at the doctor, I'm like, seriously, I'm having contractions right now. Like, and she's like, you're not feeling any of those? You must have a really high pain tolerance. I'm like, well, I do have a high pain tolerance, but I'm like, and I've felt many contractions, none today whatsoever. So I feel great today. But yeah, they've been apparently going on all day.
Wow.
So we shall see.
Hey, we're gonna pause for the calls real quick and run sponsor videos. So we'll be right back. Big dreams start in small towns. Small Town Xotics is a family-ran business that specializes in high-quality ball python morphs, western hognoses, and select leopard geckos. They are proud members of USARK, Florida, and the Orient Society. Stay connected with Small Town Xotics on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Witness their journey as they grow their business and showcase their animals to the world. Thank you, Small Town Xotics, for sponsoring the show.
Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life.
Shout out to the sponsors. Lindsay had to step away for just a second, man. So I guess we can kick it a little bit and talk about the Canova trip. Man, that was dope. That was super dope, man. Just I don't know if y'all saw like Miguel's video, but he did like a really good kind of rundown of the facility, man. That was my first time going to the facility. And so for me, like the YouTube videos that I had seen really did it no justice. Seeing it in person, man, it was super dope, man. It was huge. The layout was cool, man. Seeing like the car garage that it just built, that was cool. It was like a super cool, like dope view of the mountains in the back. So all that stuff was super dope, man. So I actually got a whole lot more videos and pictures and stuff like that to post. I hadn't even posted like a 10th of like what I actually captured. So I will be posting some more stuff, but yeah, man, that was super dope. And Lindsay is back now, so boom, there we go. Yeah, I was just giving the folks a quick little rundown of the Canova facility tour.
Do you see their Bolins?
I did, man. Those are nuts. Like it was one that was like super active. One was like coiled up the whole time and it was just like chilling, but then it was one that was just like active, man. And both of them were like beautiful, but obviously with the one that was moving around, you could see even more of it. Like it was cool. Like
they're amazing.
One of the dopest snakes I've ever seen.
Yeah. Do you keep anything other than ball pythons?
I keep a few species of carpet pythons, and we keep boas. Yeah. How about you?
I have one boa that I don't know what to do with. He's so pretty. He's so pretty, but I don't know what to do with him. But I don't. And then we have a hog nose.
Okay, nice.
Which, yeah, that's also my daughter's. So he's not the smartest. Like how they survive in the wild, I'm not quite sure.
The hog nose or the boa?
The hog nose. The
Okay.
boa. Are you kidding? Like they could survive anywhere. I feel like they're amazing. Boas are amazing. I'm shocked and amazed, honestly, at the difference in their personality, their temperament, their intelligence. Really, like right when I think, like I wanted an animal that was a little bit more challenging for me than a ball python, and I definitely got that for sure with my boa.
Do you have a morph or you have like a locality boa?
So he is, I think it's morph. Is an IMG a morph?
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So he's a morph. So he's he's a hypo IMG.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Het albino.
In boas. Okay. That's my favorite gene in boas, like hands down. How dark is yours? Is it like jet black now? How old is it?
He's like almost 2, and he is almost jet black. He's like the perfect. He's the most iridescent black, first of all, of any, like almost Boland's. You know what I mean? Like almost Boland's iridescent, and he's got some outlining like on his tail, basically, which I think is the hypo that is coming through.
Okay.
He's beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful. I think I've got like only 2 videos or something on my Instagram, but I'll send them to you. He's
okay for
gorgeous.
Sure. Yeah, mine is similar. Like he's pretty much like jet black. You can see like faint outlines of his patterning if you're like really looking. And then like right by his cloaca, he's got like a white spot. And he may have like a couple like speckles like right up under like his jaw. And
so is his belly speckled?
Not really. It's pretty much jet black. There may be a speckle
Yours
here
is more black
than
mine, I think, because mine has like a very speckled belly going down.
Okay.
It's very cool looking. I mean, I got him really genuinely because I thought he was very pretty, and I wanted a snake that I didn't feel was necessary to breed. And because I miss holding all of my ball pythons all the time, right? But like when your favorite ball python is being paired, or like you want them to focus, right? You want them to focus on either eating, if it's eating that week, or if it's breeding, you want them to focus on breeding that week. And I got kind of like, I was getting kind of bummed not being able to see all of, he's also hypo. Thanks, Logan. You're right. He's also hypo. So I wanted an animal that I could see and enjoy, and I wanted one that would come out of their, like would be a little bit more arboreal, and I wanted a little bit more of a challenge, and I certainly got that with him.
At any point, have you ever considered potentially breeding boas, or it's just going to be that one boa? Or
thanks. Naturally, just like the ball pythons, right? You get one, and then you fall in love with them, and then I'm like, why did I get a male? Because that makes no sense. So now I'm kind of in the process of like thinking very lightly, thinking about a female, or just maybe if there was somebody that had a female, but somebody that I really trusted, to maybe send him and just do like a collaboration type thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hi,
Okay.
Kate.
Yeah, we thought about breeding boas, and it's not fully off the table. But like next year will be like when a few of ours are ready, as far as like being old enough, have some decent size on them. But I don't think I'm gonna breed boas next year. If we do breed boas, it'll probably be like 2, maybe even 3 years out into the future for us, because it goes back to that whole focusing and kind of like streamlining things. And right now, I don't need to like dilute my attention in terms of like my breeding attention by trying to breed multiple species. So I'm gonna just like chill,
I feel
especially
the
like
exact
boa
same way.
pythons.
I feel the same way. And they're just, from what I've heard, they're way more temperamental breeding wise than ball pythons. And I don't know that that's a rabbit hole that I'm ready to jump down. And I'm okay with that because I can't be in love with breeding all the animals. You know what I mean? And I like having him being he is in a visual enclosure. What was I going to do with all those visual enclosures that we originally got, right? So had to naturally get another snake to put in there. So
You got to.
yeah, got to.
Mandatory.
Yeah. So threw our boa in there, and I love watching him. But yeah, females, I know that boas take years and years longer, also to mature and to breed. And I'm not going to start out with like a baby female. That would just be like 6 years done. That's a real commitment. I think I'll just commit to having my pet boa.
Yeah, I heard the boas can be like feast or famine. Like it might be all good or it might be all bad, and nothing goes for you that season.
Yeah, right. And I just don't know that I'm ready for all of that.
Yeah, me personally,
I still can't even ultrasound. So there's that. I said I still can't even ultrasound. So let's not jump into the whole boa breeding thing just yet.
Yeah, me personally, I haven't done enough research. It's just like so many kind of like preliminary kind of steps that I got to check off the box on before I dive into the let's breed boas world. So I'm keeping them right now.
Are you breeding your carpets?
So at some point I may breed like my jungles.
Yeah.
But that's it. I've got a Brettles, just one, not gonna breed her. I got a coastal, just one, not gonna breed her. But I do got some jungles that I'll probably work with and breed them.
Are they in racks or are they in visual enclosures?
They are in racks right now because none of them are like really big yet. Except for my coastal, she's getting big and she'll be in a visual enclosure soon because she's getting big. And so temperament wise, they're all good with the exception of like the one jungle male. He's like a highlighter line, like super good looking. He's hit or miss sometimes. Sometimes he's okay. Sometimes he's like, nah, not today, bro.
Like are like just tub aggressive or like bin aggressive, like cage aggressive, or
he's like
even if you pull him out.
Even if you pull him out, like he may be cool, and he may be cool for like months, and then just one day out of the blue, for whatever reason, he's like, nah, not today.
Bite. Has he bit you?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt though. Like it's like, bro, come on, really? Probably in his mind. In his mind, he's like a badass. Like, yeah, I just bit you. You're like, bro, come on, really?
Like, do they latch?
Nah, it's just like a quick. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oy. Yeah. A boa bite is way different. Have you been bitten by a boa?
No, thank God.
Yeah, it's a whole.
I try my hardest not to get bitten by a boa, especially not mine, because I know that mine will demolish me. I feel like
how big is he? He's probably about 3-4 feet.
He's probably 4.5.
Okay.
He's long. He's very long.
Oh, yeah.
He's not thick. I mean, what I've noticed is like if you feed him once every 10 days, every 2 weeks, he's much nicer if that makes sense. Like if you feed him every week, then every time you walk by his enclosure, he'll strike. I mean, and his strike is like it's not like a little, I mean, he slams against the glass. I mean, slams against it. And like sometimes I jump, like it's very scary because he's big, he's strong, you know, he's much stronger than he doesn't, it's not like to me, it's not a warning bite. It's like he would have for sure bit you if that glass was not right there.
Oh yeah. Like a boa bite, like pound for pound, is way harder than getting bit by any of my other snakes. Like when a boa bites you, they mean it.
Yeah, and I can just see that he's like he can be mean, I feel like. But once he's out, he's pretty good. And I feel like I'm starting to build like a trust with him, which I've been able to do with like my super black pastels. I've noticed are extra feisty. I don't know what it is about those. Sometimes I don't know if it's a black pastel thing or just like a darker, like my blackhead leopard also is extra feisty. I mean, just always extra feisty. And he's just jet black. I have literally no idea what it is, but both super black, I've got three super black pastels that are all really, really, really feisty animals that I've just kind of built this like trust up with that takes a really, really long time. Naturally, and my IMG boa, right? What's the deal? I don't know, but I feel like I've built up a little, bloods can be really, really.
I've never been bitten by blood. I've only.
I do not.
I guess technically, my apologies to like the short tail python people, but I might like totally like butcher this up. So I held the Sumatran. I guess that's not a blood. It's just a short tail python. If I'm wrong, man, my bad. I got it wrong. But I did hold a Sumatran. I've never held a blood python and certainly haven't been bit by one. But yeah, I hear they pack a punch too.
I've heard that they can definitely pack a punch. And I don't know, the shorter, heavier bodied snakes to me feel I almost feel the same way about my hognose, right? Like it's a different feel than like the boa or the ball python, that it's not like as enjoyable for me to handle, I guess. So I don't think that a short tail or definitely not a blood pipe or blood python would be.
Hog noses feel so cool to me. I held one at a show a few months back. Yeah, they feel like real cool.
Hi, Steven.
What do you call like their scales, like the way their scales are?
You guys.
Keeled? Is it?
Keeled, yes.
Yeah. That feels so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, they do feel cool. It doesn't feel very snaky to me though.
Yeah, it's totally different. It was like, okay.
Yeah, it's not really something I don't love it. I don't know. I think it's okay. Hognoses just aren't really my thing.
The first time I held a snake, I don't think the snake felt, because the first snake I held was a ball python. It didn't feel like snaky how I thought a snake would feel in my head before I held one for the first time, if that makes sense. And I don't even really know exactly how I felt like it was going to feel, but it felt nothing like that. And so I remember that like sensation like it was yesterday, like just the kind of like smoothness of it. It was different. And then like I could feel like the muscles moving, like it was just all so weird to me. Like,
well, they're sturdy, they're not slimy, you know, like everybody's like isn't it slimy? Like if your hands are slimy and you touch it first, you know, like the only slimy thing would be anything that you did to it. Like it's not a slimy animal at all.
It's so many misconceptions about like snakes and stuff just from folks who don't deal with it, like, and not judging or pointing fingers, because like I had some of those same misconceptions too. It's like, what are some common aside from them feeling like slimy or folks thinking they feel slimy, what are like some common misconceptions that you've encountered about snakes?
That they all want to eat us.
Sizing you up.
Right? Yeah, sizing you up. Like, I can assure you guys that they are not sizing me up, first of all. Second of all, their initial reaction is to ball up, hence ball python, right? I mean, that's like one of the biggest misconceptions. And so, but then again, if they're not balled up, right, then people are freaked out. I mean, they think the snake is gonna, definitely attack, and they're just wanting to eat you. It's not even possible, number one, for them to eat us. And obviously, they're not looking at us as prey. And if they strike, it's either out of fear, or we smell like rats, or they're sensing the heat, our heat register, in which at that point, you really can't blame them. It's typically our fault.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like, my favorite story to hear is there was this lady. She was sleeping in her room. She had a snake, and it stopped eating for months. And it was like trying to size her up and give itself some room so it can eat her. Like I heard that story from so many different people, and people tell it like it's like the gospel truth too.
Yeah, no, they do. And people think that it's nuts. Like, they think also that the snakes are out all the time, like that they're just free roaming the house. Okay, they don't do that. It's not unlike any other gecko or a bird, for example. If you have a parakeet, they typically stay in a cage. Or if you have a pet rat, or if you have a pet hamster, you don't let your pet hamster free roam around the house. I mean, hey, props to you if you do, but I don't. So
James said he heard that story this week
about the
lady and the snake sizing her up.
He just heard that this week. I love that guy.
So speaking of hamsters and going to rodents, like, what's the grub situation look like for y'all? Like, are y'all feeding Norwegians and ASFs, or are you primarily feeding one over the other?
So mostly rats. Jamie is breeding ASFs. God bless the guy. And for that, because I can tell you right now, the rat breeding thing is just not my thing. Not in the slightest bit.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's really stinky. You really have to love the rats. I mean, and I think they're all very cute, but not enough to like, I thoroughly enjoy, I don't mind changing waters, and I don't mind cleaning snake poop all day long. I could do that all day because I enjoy my snakes. But I can tell you right now, I get zero thrill out of cleaning a rat's tank or bin, or changing their water, or giving them food, or anything. Like, it's just not something that I find enjoyable whatsoever. Luckily, we have an amazing rat lady that is like super duper consistent. She's never not had enough rats. We've never gotten any rats that are like sickly or in bad condition or anything. I mean, she texts us Monday night and says, "You haven't gotten your rat order in yet. Do you need any? What is it that you need?" Because she knows, we're notorious for very last minute Tuesday morning. Hey, last minute, can you still get our rat order in? So, and she always comes through.
Nice.
Yes, it's a little bit of a drive. And that being said, from what I've heard all across, like from people all across the states, our rat prices are significantly less than majority of across the states. So very, very, very lucky on that front. She provides all the rats for Brian Barczyk.
Oh, nice.
So for BHB, yeah. So she's
Big time.
producing a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
a lot.
clearly producing a lot of rats.
That's a
and-
lot of rats.
and rats. So she's awesome. So if I need like ASFs, I've got like Natalie, my puppy, my panda pie, is only wants ASFs lately. So she's luckily Jamie is bringing ASFs, which that's just a F and J Rose Kate. I'll send you their link and her number. Her name is Tammy.
You're breaking up a little bit, or at least for me. I don't know if it's happening for everybody else.
Hello, can you hear me now?
There you go. It popped back in.
So luckily Jamie is breeding ASFs. I'm able to yeah, so luckily we're able to get ASFs if we need. And we'll also get some mice sometimes from our rat lady.
Okay.
And that's just kind of like, I've got a couple mousers that are just picky. And typically I'll get them back on rats. But for the most part, I'd have to say, ideally, I would like everybody to be on ASFs, to be totally honest, which I realize makes things a little bit more difficult for people that are purchasing anything from me. Am I still breaking up, you guys?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. You may want to hop off and then hop back on, because sometimes that helps.
Okay, I'm gonna do that really quickly.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see if I can even figure that out.
Like it seems fine now.
Really?
Yeah, like something happened and it got clear. The video got clear and the audio is clear now as well. I don't know what you did. Or maybe it was just perfect timing.
I'm gonna turn my thing off on my phone. There we go. So yeah, ideally I would do all ASFs.
Same here. We only breed ASFs, and I feed like I feed my whole back, and I feed like my breeders and all that stuff. Primarily ASFs. I do have a few that only take Norwegians, but like animals that I'm gonna be selling, I'm still feeding them like rats, like Norwegians, just because I don't necessarily know if the person who's gonna be buying it is gonna have like a consistent supply of ASFs. And I have some animals that will go back and forth on ASFs or Norwegians, no matter what you put in front of them. But then I have some that like strictly prefer one or the other. And so I just don't want to like put myself in a position to where someone doesn't want to like purchase it because they don't have a way to feed it.
Well, and I think that's a huge misconception as well. I mean, I've had mousers that are totally fine with me eating rats now and won't even eat a mouse. And I have animals that were that have only eaten ASFs that are eating rats now. I think sometimes it just takes a little bit more time to get them onto what it is that you're feeding. And sometimes they don't have any issue whatsoever. I have animals.
I'm go back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, I try to be consistently inconsistent is what I like to call it with my snakes. So I throw them all through loops every once in a while. I'm like, you're getting a mouse today, like just for fun. You're getting a rat today, just for fun. Like, let's just see what happens. And all the time I get shocked and amazed that like, though my mouser is now eating a rat or eating an ASF, or my ASFer is eating a rat, you know? So I like to really throw them through loops once in a while.
But yeah, breeding rodents it's fun to go like when you pulling and like you see that, hey, we got a lot of babies. That's pretty cool. Like I like seeing that, and it's like seeing good production, and that makes me feel good and whatnot. But it's a grind to clean the rodents and keep up with the rodents.
It's a lot. It's a lot of cleaning. the bedding, what kind of bedding do you use?
So we use the tractor supply
The
pine
pine.
pellets and like the flakes. And we've been using the sweet PDZ, but I'm thinking about not using that no more because I don't know if it really makes a difference. I think I'm gonna pull that.
Are those the horse pellets?
So we do use the horse pellets that's in the green bag,
Mhm.
and then we use obviously the flakes, but like the sweet PDZ is like granules of like I guess stall freshener, and it's supposed to like help with the smell
Mm,
and make the bedding and stuff last longer.
yeah.
But I don't know. We're gonna test it and stop using it and see if it makes a difference. If it makes a difference, we'll keep using it. But if it doesn't make a material difference, then that's money we can save.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm never afraid to like test some stuff and see what's working, what's not. Like it's kind of like that's part of the fun thing though. Is like just like testing stuff and kind of like, okay, I can do this or no, I can't do that. Like that's pretty cool. And so like, and that's how I learn as well, just to like try different things.
Absolutely. How many do you have in a colony?
So we've got like some larger lab tubs. Like our current setup is not the most efficient setup, but we got like those white lab tubs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll typically run like a 2.6 and sometimes a 2.8 in the colony. But
That's
it's
big.
a lot of room in those tubs.
Do you start them out really young, really, really young? Or have you noticed that a male gets?
I feel like my males grow like a lot quicker than my females, and like they're ready to go like sooner than my females from like what I'm observing. We don't separate our grow outs by sex at this point. And so like we've been kind of having like backlog on them. And so like some of our grow outs are getting old enough to like when you go in there, it's litters in the grow out tub. But when I'm like looking at like size comparison, like I feel like my males are getting like ready like a lot quicker than my females, or getting big, way bigger, like much quicker.
That might be the way to do it though, because then have you noticed less bullying?
Less bullying.
Yeah.
Mm, I wouldn't say less bullying. You mean like in the grow out tubs?
Yeah, like in any of them with the ASFs. I mean,
Mm,
we've
I
seen some
have had
ASFs
bullying. I don't have a
that
ton
are
of
like
bullying in the
really
tub.
bullied.
Really? I don't have a ton of bullying in the tubs. Like there from time to time, like it'll be like two males that just don't get along in the tub, and like one of them be like he really lost out. And so if that happens, like I'll call that male and I'll
Yeah.
let the other kind of more dominant male like have all the females and like just go through like the course. If I notice bullying like that, especially like when one's like basically mortally wounded, like I just
Yeah.
go ahead and like
Yeah, just pull them.
just yeah, sorry, bro. 'Cause
Sorry, bro. Yeah.
like I don't know. Do y'all have that like to where like some of them are like mortally wounded from like the
Yeah,
male? And it's never the
sometimes.
female, really. It doesn't
I
seem
think
it's always the male.
personally, I think that the issue is just that they're not being, it's the um clutch, it's not clutch. What is it?
Litter.
The litter. Yeah, it's just they're not it's not being started. The whole thing isn't being started young enough. Like I think if maybe they all just stayed together. The problem is right now when there's babies, it's kind of just like, oh, okay, we need this hopper, or we need this pup, or we need this weaned, or we need this extra small or juvenile or whatever, you know what I mean? And then but they're like colonies are not maybe being formulated young enough together and being seen through.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I feel what you're saying. All of our colonies, like I don't have any colonies, or at least I try to as a rule, I don't have any colonies that hadn't like grown up as like grow outs together. And so like when I'm making a colony, I'm pulling all the males from the same grow out tub, all the females from the same grow out tub. That's how we've been doing it.
So
And
they
we haven't-
all know each other.
yeah, like
Nobody's
that's
new
like-
here.
that's clicked, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I really do. I think
Yeah.
that's our issue.
And so yeah, because I heard like early on, like if you like bring them in there, especially like when they're older and like they're more sexually mature, and you start trying to like mix them up and whatnot, then that's when you get like a bunch of the fighting. And I'm not saying I don't have any fighting, because I have had, like I mentioned before, like some males just like really go at it, and I'll separate them and then it's fine. And it's always the male. Like I don't ever see like the girls. I don't see the girls like go at each other.
No, they don't. No,
Yeah.
they're typically fine. It's just the males that are.
Yeah, Takara says it's the males in all species.
5 to 15. That's a ton.
What size tubs? That's a lot.
Yeah, Will, what size tubs?
Probably like the big.
Gotta be huge. And Will, other question. This is turned
They'll
into
say
a
he does the
whole
same
if.
thing.
That's how I do mine. Put them all in the same tub and let
Oh,
them
in the
grow
black
together and
tub.
then set up their individual tubs. Oh, so you do set up them individual. Okay, so then do you also add in like eggs or
I don't do eggs.
some kind of protein or something after the mommies have the babies, or give them extra like
We do
stimulation
peanut
type
butter
toys?
bird seed mix, and we'll drop some sunflower seeds in there sometimes, and we drop in dried mealworms. And then I mean, we put a whole bunch of stuff in there, depending on like what's available. Sometimes we'll put like this cat food in there. I forget the brand, but it's like got high protein. I don't put like a lot of extra protein sources in the grow outs, but I do put it in the colonies, because like I want the moms to have like all the nutrients and stuff that they need to like nurse the babies and whatnot.
Yeah.
I know like Will from RCR, like he like put like boiled eggs and like all kind of stuff in there.
What's up, Ashley?
What up? What up?
I love it. You guys, I love all the people that are here right now.
What extra stuff are y'all throwing in the tubs?
Some like sometimes some chicken, sometimes some eggs, lots of like paper towel rolls.
Okay. Like hides?
Yeah, sunflower seeds. This is where Jamie jumps in. This is, like I said, not my thing. Purposely, I make this purposely not my thing.
Yeah, so those black sunflower seeds that Will's talking about, we'll buy like a big, huge bag from like Rural King or Tractor Supply or something like that.
Fly larvae? Black soldier fly larvae. What?
Yeah, I've heard of that too. We don't use that, but I've heard of it. I know a lot of people use it. But yeah, they breed well. They do really well.
Bill doesn't add anything extra.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude.
Chicken bones, ham bones.
Teach us your ways, Dale. Teach us your ways. Or it's hard-boiled eggs. Yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs. Yeah, I know a lot of people do that.
I think that's like, what's BSL? Oh.
Black soldier fly larvae, maybe?
Black sunflower seeds, yeah, mealworms.
But
send Jamie some of your ASFs, Will.
Temperament wise, higher the ASFs. Ours are like pet quality, I feel like.
I think the ASFs are nice, to be honest. I haven't had any issues with them like being extra mean or biting.
Gotcha. Even if I see like just the slightest thing that I think is going to be a temperament, I just won't choose that as like a breeder.
A breeder. Yeah, I think that's smart. I think it's kind of like how you have to, I mean, kind of like what we do with ball pythons too, right? If we see an enchi that we don't love, the expression of that enchi, then we're not going to throw that into our breeding colony.
Exactly. 100%.
We're not except with the ASFs, we're breeding a little bit more for temperament. So
100%. So I guess to kind of like wrap things up and put stuff into perspective. So you've been doing this since 2022, right? So over that time, like, do you feel like you've learned like any kind of like major lessons or major things about yourself? And if so, what are some of those things?
well, this is not anything that I've learned about myself, but because I already knew that I'm not really a patient person. But I've definitely learned more patience in my life, I guess, if that makes sense. Like I've learned to be more patient and really to like work towards a goal, or really to stick it out. Like if I believe in this, then like really just, it's okay to take the long route, which there is no short route anyways in all of this. I mean, you can buy, there are short routes, but it's really not a short route for somebody that is not great with patience. Like when I want something, I want it right now. I want it yesterday, like before I even knew that I wanted it. So it's definitely a test of like focusing on what it is that I really, really want and having to be patient for it and working towards it. So I think that would be my biggest thing that I've learned is patience.
Nice. So if you're giving advice to somebody just getting into like the breeding aspect of it, what are like 3 tips that you would give them?
Focus and just get females. Like don't even think about males right now at all. Just get females and raise them up, and or if you want to get adults, you can get adults, but really just like pick a few different projects, a couple different projects, don't get too caught up in everything, and just get it. Less is more. Really, truly, less is more. Later on down the road. I mean, you can get a gajillion snakes, but all that is a gajillion more work. And you get burnt out quicker. But really focus on what it is that you're trying to do. And if you don't know yet, then you better make damn sure that you're just purchasing visual recessive females, I feel like. And numerous visual recessive females, like multiple recessives in your females, and really just start there. Like I feel like would be the only smart way to do it if you're just starting out and you don't know what you want to do yet.
Nice. Good advice. Good advice. All right. So before we let you get out of here and enjoy the rest of your night, I do have a few random questions for you. And the first one is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
That's a tough one. I would have to say either Africa, like Kenya area,
Nice.
or Greece. Yeah. I mean, why not Greece, right? Because obviously it's beautiful. And then you've also got amazing food. Probably not like Athens because it's really dirty there, but a very, very small Greek island, or like Croatia. I love Croatia. I would love to live in Croatia. Croatia, that's like right outside of Greece. Less people.
Nice. Nice.
Still, and equally as beautiful. Yeah.
So if you won $10 million tomorrow, how would you use it?
10 million.
10 million.
I would obviously pay off any and all debt. And I would probably get like a dream car of mine. Like I have many of them, but then I also would probably just purchase like a large piece of land somewhere, like probably not in America, to be honest, like somewhere in Greece.
Croatia.
Yeah, or Croatia. Yeah. And I would large piece of land, my own island, and then just goodbye, everybody. That's probably what I would do.
Deuces.
Bring my dog, my kids, my dogs, my snakes, and let's go.
Nice.
That'd be golden. Yeah.
Nice. And so if you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
My dad would be number one, who's not here anymore, but he would be number one by far. Let's see. Probably like my grandpa, only because I never have met him, because he passed away when I was only a couple months old. I think it would just be very cool to meet him. Apparently he was a really great guy. And let's see, dead or alive. Ooh, alive. Let's see. I don't know. That's a really hard question.
Yeah, that's why I say that one to the end. Jamie's like, cough, 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 cough.
Yeah, Jamie. My family. Like, yes. Oh my gosh. Like, if I only had 3 dinners left, then obviously, like, family, that would be it for me. That would be like my number 1 pick. But yeah, I mean, I get to have dinner. I am super duper blessed and I get to have dinner with them all the time. But yeah, no, it would, yeah, Jamie. Jamie and Juliana and James and yes, and this little babe and my dogs.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, family for sure.
Cool. So tell everybody where they can find you on social media and all that good stuff.
Pico pythons all across the board, my friends. Super duper easy peasy. So yeah, Pico Picco python.
We like easy peasy over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool. Well, Lindsay, this has been amazing, man. It's been a lot of fun. Kept me smiling the whole time. Again, congrats to y'all on the upcoming baby. Definitely be looking to see some pictures posted and stuff like that in the near future. You let me down though. You didn't go in labor on the show. I tried to keep you as long as possible. Like, please, please, please. I'm totally kidding. Totally
Sitting
kidding.
here on my exercise ball. Probably it's why I'm extra bouncy right now, but yeah,
thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks everyone who came through. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the audio only gang. Really appreciate the support each and every week. And we will be back next week. Until then, thank you for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.
Thank you, everybody.